to make a ribbon pop out card. So I'm not going to make this exact one, I'm going to change it up. So but this is one I made earlier. Okay, so we're going to start off with a card base that measures 10 by 7, scored down at 5 inches, and we're just gonna fold that in half. There we go. And I've got my bone folder. Whoops. So, okay, so let's just crease that with the bone folder. Okay, on both sides, make it nice and neat. Okay, if there is one that's slightly over, make that the over one your front. Okay, so we'll pop that on one side for the moment. Then I've got a strip that measures 7 inches by 2, and what we're going to do is get our trimmer, and for this you're going to mark it at every 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put it in my trimmer, and let's move that out of the way. I've got it in at 1/2 inch, and so we're getting it. I've got a propeller pencil that I can make it large, so I'm just going to mark at top and bottom. Okay, and so we're going to do that so that we're 1/2 inch, then 1 inch, 1.5 inches. You've only got to put those little marks, and these are not going to show. 1.5, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches, 3.5 inch. Just make sure you're getting that right. 1.5 inch, 4 inches, 4.5, 5 inches, top and bottom, and 5.5 inches. We're almost there. 5.5 inches, 6 inches, and we're going to do let's put it out, get rid of that. So that's 6.5 inches. Actually, I think I've just moved up too many. No, I haven't. And we don't need to do the 7, so that's that so far. Okay, so put the trimmer away for a minute. So what I've already done is cut some 1/2 inch strips, and what you want basically, I like to have a darker colour at the background and a lighter colour in the front. So I've got some DSP and some quite old, but this is it 2 different shades? I can't remember whether it's 2 different sheets or one's the front side and one's the back, but it goes beautifully together. It's from the same pack of paper, so any coordinating. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I might only need 6. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I've done 7 of each. Okay, 7 of each. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our darker colour ones first, and we're going to start at the very top mark on the left hand side, and I'm going to place this Let me go to get some glue. I'm just going to glue in the middle there, and I'm going to place it at the top mark and then the second mark down. So I'll show you closer, and that actually covers it. So I started from the first mark, which was the 1/2 inch, and then it's gone down to the 2-inch mark, and just make sure it covers your little marks. Okay, and I'm going to carry on now doing that down. So all I'm doing is putting glue in the middle, and then I'm going to go, let's get that, yeah, that is right, yeah, I've moved it. So the next mark down, I'm going to go on, and the next mark down there. So just make sure you cover those marks up. Okay, I'm going to keep going down with the darker shades all going this way. So just putting it in the middle, and again going down there and there. So this is going to give you an even gap, of course, and these are 1/2 inch by 3 inches, if I didn't say. So that's all you need. You don't need them any bigger. So I just cut myself a 3-inch strip, and then I just cut 7, and I've got my strips there in case that I cut, just in case I haven't got enough, and I can cut some more. So I'll push that up a bit. So next one there. It's nice and vibrant, isn't it? Nice and vibrant. Now I'm so pleased to see Jan B back, and she inspired me to do this card. She made a 4 1/8, which is a I think we call them, well, it's a C6 envelope. Don't know whether we call it an A6 card, can't remember, but it's the one where it's she does hers 5 3/4, I think, generally. So she'd done it 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 by 4 1/8, whereas my card will be 7. Now on this last one, let's talk you through the last one. Let's move those out of the way. For the very last one, you want to place on the very last mark, but you are going to put the other bit with that. I'll just bring this up a minute and show you. So what I've done is put it with the very last mark, but you're then going to make sure that it's on that corner. Okay, so you're going to do that, right? And then the very last one at the top, you are going to put on this mark and make sure that it is absolutely on the corner there. So I'll do this one. So it's going to be on that one there, and the very last corner there. And so they've got all equal gaps. Get it out right. So I'm just going to get my scissors, and then we can cut it. So all I'm going to do now is just turn this over, and I'm just going to cut up so that I'm cutting it level with my card. It's easier just to do one and then do the other, because it becomes a bit wieldy if you actually try and do it the opposite way. So okay, that, and then I'm going to just keep that level, cut that top, and then turn round and cut this level with the top, and then go down, cut this level with this side as well. Okay, so I was wanting to come on I've been messing about with that card that I've been making for a while. I've got several things on the go, so I'm going to line that up to be able to cut. So I've lined it up like that, turning it around and then cutting it level with the top of the card. So you will have that. Now that was my top piece, so I'm just going to bin these bits out of my way. Okay, I'm just going to stick a bit of glue. Can't have gone all the way, so it's going to stick now a bit of glue. So there, that'll hold it in place. Okay, now I don't recommend that you start right at the top again. Start here. So we're going to do the other way this time. So it's the second one down. I will do it. Second one down. So I'm going the second one down, and this time I'm going to go there, so it's level with the top. Okay, let's put that there. So this would have been your first mark down, and I'm going to do it level with that corner. So it's level with that corner, so that's going across. Now I want all these facing the same way because it's got a bit of a pattern, so just need to make sure I'm doing it the same way. So this time I'm going to go from that corner to, I'm just making sure that I've got it right. Yeah, so there. Make sure I get these the right way. Let's just, so does that look? I'm just going to put it with my other card. Yeah, I've done it right. Yeah, I have. Yeah. So again, that corner to the top bit there. Keep looking at which way my pattern is. And I'm just going to go that one, that corner. I've wanted to make one of these for a long time, so I finally, when I saw Jan B's card, I thought, that's it, I am now going to do it. So I've waited long enough, so I'm going to do it. So this is going in and out of colour a bit, ombre-ish. That corner to that. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so this should be the last one. Let's see. Just do that. There and there. Okay. So that should be. Yeah, that should be that. Okay, and then all I'm going to do again is just go level with my sheet of paper. So there we go. And then turning it round, going to do the same. And there, and there, just keeping it level with that. So there we go. Let's just get rid of these a moment. Get rid of those. Right, now just got a piece of coordinating card, and I'm just, this is, so this measured 2 inches by 7. The next one measures 2 1/4 by 7. So you're going to get a nice equal gap. So as I say, I saw Jan's these ribbon card, and then I saw Ice Gems I don't know whether she's calling it Pillar Pop or something like that. So I have done my inside card. She did a card like this, but she did it in a different way. She started off with a bigger sheet of DSP than I am doing, and she scored it all the way. So I'm doing it in my way. Let's just push that down at that level, and then I've got a piece of blue to cut, because that's going to coordinate with the inside. So and also what I'm going to use as my accent piece on the front as well. So just put those on there like that. Okay, and then bring back in my card base, make sure I've got the front, and I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch, and I think it's about 1/2 inch, just roughly, and I'm going to put this on. But actually, before we do that, we're going to emboss. So I'm going to bring in my embossing stuff. Let's see if I can stretch. Yeah, actually, I will unplug this for now, because that will stretch then. So I'm going to emboss before I stick that on. So that will just make life a little bit easier, because I decided, as I'd done these in the gold, I decided I was going to emboss with the gold, and I did that right at the end. Don't recommend that. It would be better if you did it before. Now, use the embossing buddy. So I love this. Let's just get rid of that. And just roughly going to position this so I can see roughly where I do want my sentiment. So got my Versamark, and gonna stick it down here. That's it. Hopefully that's okay. And then let's remove that. Put my lid on my Versamark. And let's move that out of the way 1 minute. Bring in the gold, this powder, and then beautiful. Right, okay. So I'm going to move that totally out of my way and heat up my embossing. There we go. So that's nice and warm now, so I'm going to just go over a bit. It's starting to go a little bit. Now, if you rush this too much, you will find that your gold is very bubbly. So just stick on it a little bit longer to smooth it out a little bit more. I think, but don't burn your card, because that's the thing that you can do. Okay, let me just unplug this, because I just need to plug back in with my stuff in case I need my light. Okay, let's plug that out of the way. Okay, there we go. Right, so now we can go back and bring in our card that we're going to stick, our ribbon feature that we're going to stick on the front, and we'll finish decorating the front in a minute when we've done, well, I say in a minute, it'll be a while because we're going to do the inside next. Okay, so I'm going to do that. All right. Okay, make sure it's straight, I think. Have a look inside, see if that gives me any clue. Right, sometimes I just do my ruler. That's under 1.5. Yeah, I think that's about right. Lovely. Okay, as I say, we'll decorate the rest when we've done the inside. So just put that on one side for the moment. Then we're going to get a piece of DSP for the inside, so anything that coordinates, and this is going to be 9 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm going to bring back in my trimmer now, and we're going to put it in on the, and I'm going to take out my blade. Okay, so I've took out my, why have I taken out my blade? I'm not taking out my blade. I'm going to take out my, well, I don't need to take out the scoring blade. I need to put my blade back in. Right, so we want it on portrait. If I said landscape, I was wrong. We need it on the portrait. We're going to place it in at 7/8. So place it in at 7/8. Okay, so you're going to get it in at 7/8. So up there, 7/8. You're going to position your blade at 2 3/8. So I've got to get this 2 3/8. And I'm happy with that. 7/8, 2 3/8, and I'm going to push my blade in, and I'm going to cut down to 7 3/8. So 7 3/8. Okay, so that's 7 3/8. Right, now I'm going to put it in at, move my Versamark, it's just catching me. I'm going to put it in at 1 7/8. So the top will be 1 7/8. So I'm just getting in that in position, 1 7/8. And then I'm going to position my blade at 1 1/8. So I'm getting that 1 1/8. And then I'm going to cut from 1 1/8 down to 3 5/8. So 3 1/2. I'm just going to tuck this under. So that's 3 5/8. So if you struggle to see where you are, just tuck a little bit of white paper underneath so that you can see. Okay, I'm going to lift up my blade, but I'm keeping my DSP absolutely still, still at 1 7/8, and I'm going to position it at 8 and 8 and 5/8. So I'm looking for my 8 and 5/8. I'm going to put my blade back in at 8 and 5/8, and this time I'm cutting up to 6. So 8 5/8, cutting up to 6 and 1/8. So I'm cutting up to 6 and 1/8. Okay, so that's the 8th just past the 6th. Okay, I'm going to lift up my blade now, and then I'm going to move to 2 and 7/8. So I'm moving my DSP to 2 and 7/8. I'm going to then put my cutting blade at 3 and 5/8. So I'm going to put this in at 3 and 5/8. So once I've got it at 3 and 5/8, I'm going to put my blade down. Let me have a look. Putting at 2 and 7/8 and cut down to 6 and 1/8. So I'm cutting that down to 6 and 1/8. Okay, 6 and 1/8. Then I'm going to put it in at 3 and 7/8. So I'm positioning it at 3 and 7/8 there. So get it at 3 and 7/8, and I'm going to position my blade at 3 and 5/8. So 3, I'm going to use my white again, 3 and 5/8, 3 and 5/8, and I'm going to cut it down to 6 and 1/8. So just let me make sure I've got that, 6 and 1/8. Okay, I'm going to lift it up, and I'm turning over my paper now. Going to put it in at 4 and 7/8. So I'm moving it along to 4 and 7/8. I'm then going to position it at 1 and 1/8, and I'm going to cut down. So my 1 and 1/8, and I'm going to cut down to 3 and 5/8. So that's 3 and 5/8. Then I'm going to lift up my blade, go down to 8 and 5/8. So 8 and 5/8. So 8 and 5/8. 8 and 5/8. Making sure that that is 8 and 5/8 that I've got it at. 8 and 5/8, and then I'm going to bring it up to 6 and 1/8. So take your time with this. No, 6 and 1/8. Lift it up, and then we're going to put it in at 5 and 7/8. So I'm moving it to 5 and 7/8. I'll get it right, 5 and 7/8. And then I'm going to position my blade at 2 and 3/8. So 2, I'm going to put this back in. Oops. 2 and 3/8. So I'm getting it to 2 and 3/8. And then I'm going to take it down 2 and 3/8. Where am I? 2 and 3/8 down to 7. Is that right? Yeah, 7 and 3/8. So 2 and 3/8 down to 7 and 3/8. And I just need my paper in, so let's see. There we go. Okay, right now. Okay, now we're going to turn it to the, and I'm taking out my cutting blade now because I don't want to make any mistakes. I'm turning it now. What you should have is you should have all these cuts in your paper. Okay, you've got all those cuts in your paper. There we go. And we're going to turn it on to our landscape. If you've got a pattern, just be careful where your pattern is to make sure it's in the right direction, which mine is. Okay, so let me see, turn it to landscape. Right, I'm going to position it at 1 1/8. So I've got it at 1 1/8, and then I'm going to score it between the cutting lines. Now the cutting lines, so 1 1/8, the cutting lines I can see is at 1 7/8. So I'm scoring from 1 7/8 really down to 4 7/8. So just scoring between those cutting lines. Okay, I'm then going to move it to 2 3/8. So I'm going to take it to 2 3/8. So 2 3/8 there. I am then going to score from the 7/8. So it's this here between the cutting lines, which is 7/8 down to 5 7/8. That's, oh, hang on, no it's not 5 7/8, it's not, it, oh, did I, yeah, it is 5 7/8 actually. Can't see the, yeah, I can just see the score line now. Okay, right, now we are going to we put it in at 2 3/8. We're now going to put it in at 3 5/8. So I'm getting it at 3 5/8, and I'm going to score between my cutting lines. So that's top and bottom again. So it's exactly the same as the other one. And then, hopefully that's right. Where's my template? Let's see. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's right, I think. Yeah. And then we're going to move it. So that was 3 5/8. And now we're going to put it in at 4 7/8. And we're going to, again, score between the lines. Just let me see, put it in at 4. Oh, right, okay. No, we're not going to do. On the, when we've got it in at 4 7/8, we're going to score it all. So from top to bottom. So we're not looking at cutting lines, it's going from your top to your bottom. Okay, now we're going to spin it round and repeat that. So it was in that way. I've turned it now upside down, and we're going to put it, repeat what we've just done. So I'm going to put it in at 1 7/8, and I'm going to score it between the cutting lines, which is 1 7/8 down to 4 7/8. Okay, I'm then going to move it along to 2 3/8, and I'm going to score it from the 7/8 down to the 5 7/8. Okay, I'm then going to put it in at 2 3/8. So now I'm going to do 3 5/8. So 3 5/8, and I'm going to score between those two lines again. That's right. And then we're going to and then we've done the last score line. So there are all your score lines in. It's a bit difficult to see, so let's show you what it looks like. So I scored between those two cutting lines, between those two cutting lines, all the way down, between those two cutting lines, and between those two cutting lines, and between those two cutting lines. Okay, so let's now begin to fold it. So the first one, I'm just going to pick this up, because this one in the middle, the second score line in, so that's first line, the second score line in, and I'm having trouble seeing where the score line is. There. Okay, I'm going to push this, so the very first score line, it's going to go forward like that. Okay, so the second one will be a mountain, and the next one will be your valley. Okay, and if we do that at the other side, so the first one, so if we've got the first score line, so the second score line, we're wanting that to be a mountain. Okay, so get your mountain, and then your first score line, you're going to put it over, that's going to be the valley. So I'm just going to score that there. Okay, and then bend it forward. Okay, so it should starting to look like that. Okay, and then let's see where this is, that one. Right, now the next set of score lines we want is, in fact, what we're now going to do is, to make it easier, we're going to fold it on the center one now. So this, I'll tell you in score lines, I'll just fold it and then I'll tell you in score lines which one this is, and I've just folded that down. So in the score lines, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So your fourth score line, you're going to fold it in half. Okay, that will make it easier for you. Now in the center, that's going to pop back, but the ones above and below, you want them to be mountains. Okay, and then your top and bottom, they want to be valley. Okay, so if you just tease it a little bit, so it comes like that, we can start now. So that's going to go over there, and we'll put that down, and then those two are going to come on top, so we'll just give those a quick burnish, and then your third one will come on top like that. Okay, so you'll have this shape going off here. Okay, so, and yeah, that's the right way. So now we've got it looking like that. So, and you see, it looks like that. So the bottom one comes over, score that down. The two ones go on top, I'm going to score those down, and then the third one goes on top, and then the last one. And just give those a burnish all over so that you've got some nice creases going off. Right, now we're going to bring back in our card base, and we're going to open it up. Okay, do make sure that your pattern is going to be the right way if you're like me on this particular card. On this one, it didn't matter because it's symmetrical design. It didn't matter which way I had it because it looks the same. However, on this one, I've got to be careful. So I've got to make sure that my front, my new home, is at the bottom, and then I've got my pattern right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it up again and put my glue on here. So be careful now Do not put any glue on this one that sticks out like this. Okay, we're going to put glue on this top edge here, in that square, or rectangle should I say, down the sides, in this bottom rectangle and across here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to push that against the fold. In fact, I'm doing it the other way. Okay, so the glue side is down. It's going to go up against the fold, and I'm looking for equal increments now. So I want an equal increment at the top and the bottom, and you will probably find that it comes out so you can't see. So open it up and just make sure that you have got equal increment. I'm just going to pull it down fraction. I want equal increment going off there, and then you can put that down. So I've got an equal increment all the way round there. Okay, just check again, it's the correct way for my design. I'm going to close this again. Remember, do not stick any glue on that. So I'm going to stick glue on the top, right in on the bottom here, coming down in this part here and this part here. So we've got glue there, and then all I'm going to do is shut my card up a moment. I'm going to open it back up and just make sure that I have got equal increment going here. So just position it, make sure it goes into that corner there. That's looking good. Okay, and that pretty inside. Okay, and we've got that there. Right, so we'll place that on to one side, the fun part to decorate. Now I wanted to use this, so we've got to fussy cut because I haven't had time. So I'm going to go around and just fussy cut my house out here and leaving a little gap around. So I've got a nice border on this, and I'm just gonna go over there because I'm gonna just roughly cut this out now and there. Okay, and now I can go back in and leave this gap, go around my house. There we go, and there on the roof, and coming around the house. I'm going to round the bushes a little bit and go back in and round, and just go straight off there and round it a bit. So I want this to go on the front here like this. So I'm going to get some dimensionals and stick some on the back here. Okay, I'm just going to stick a few on just to lift it up. I think I'll have it there. Yeah, so I'm going to have it there. Right, so now I'm going to decide on what houses are going to go inside. Now there is some little ones, might get away with that actually, so just gonna, now I'll stick with that. So I'm just gonna roughly cut this one out, and then I'll go back in and fussy cut it. I didn't have time to do me fussy cutting because actually I prepared all the actual things to do the other card, but I needed to get on with this one, to be honest. So I always do what I need. Okay, so that's going to go up there like that, and let's see if we've got another one of those not too far in the paper. I think there, that's the one, so I'll have to just come in and just fussy cut around there. I'm just gonna neaten that up in a minute. There. Okay, so let's go in, up, and turn it around. And I think I'll have the steps on this one. In fact, I think those steps are cut off, so I'm just going to do the same, and then that can go on the opposite side down there. But I haven't decided fully yet, but that's two of the houses I want. Right, so I want they actually, no, I think I'll stick with, I'll see. So let's see if there is a bit bigger one. Maybe this one. I'm gonna see what this one is like cut out. I'm just putting it. Okay, so let's go round. Gonna kind of go. I'm not too worried. Oops, a bit further. Go in and there. Now, I might have that one there. So I want that one again. So I'm looking for it on the paper. Don't know whether I'll be able to get away with it. I might be able to, so I'm gonna, there's one right on the edge of the paper. I'll try that and might have to trim the other one down to suit it. So I'm gonna come in. Doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same. Going down here. I'll just round that little bit, and I did around that a little bit. Okay, so that could go on the outside of there. Okay, so how are we looking? Do I want that one there and that one there? I think actually I will do that. I think so. I think I will glue those on before I lose them and they what's happened to my glue? There you are. So I'm going to glue you. Oops. glue you on this side here. So this just shows you how versatile this card is, that you can do different things with it for different occasions, so that it's not just a birthday card or anniversary card, or you know, you've got lots of choices with it. I think I'll stick that there, and then that can go that side. And now don't build up inside, because it's thick and bulky as it is, so you need to keep it so that it's flat. So that's why I'm deliberately not putting any dimensionals on, keeping that flat. So I'm only using dimensionals that. If you were to send this by post, you'd have to see whether that would go by normal post or whether really you need any additional postage. So quite like that. I want something sentiment wise now. So I'm just wondering what we've got that I can sort of do. I'm going to get some white, I think, so that the sentiment shows. So we'll see. I don't know. Let's see whether kind of what sort of sentiments can you put with a new card, new home? Let's have a look, see if there's anything. Not really thought this through, I'm afraid, as to what. Oh, brilliant. Yes. Oh, so happy for you. So that's a good one. Just gotta find where the thing is, and we will have another block, and then we'll put this. Now, shall we do it Calypso Coral? There's quite a lot of Calypso Coral. That's green. I'm not sure what that green is, so let's just have a look at the green. It's not that. Don't think it's Mossy Meadow. Let's have a look if it is Shaded Spruce. It could be. Or is it? Oh, now does that look like Lost Lagoon a bit? Does a bit. Then is that Pretty Peacock that's in there then? Or Blueberry Bushel? Because it doesn't appear to be. There's a bit Shaded Spruce-ish. So I think I'll go for Shaded Spruce. There. Made my mind up. Sure. Where's the shirt? There we go. Okay, so I'll use Shaded Spruce. So I'm going to do Also Happy. And I think so Also Happy for you. Because this is their first house. So do I actually I think I might actually cut that out with my trimmer. So yeah, I'll do it with my trimmer. Now let's bring it in so that it's got a straight edge. And better put my blade back in now. I'm gonna do that back there. So I'll pull that off. Let's move that out of the way. I'm gonna give it a nice bit of room at the top. I'm going to take it down to the bottom, which now I'm going out the arse shot. Think about that. Yep. And then you can save. And then we'll have that. Yeah, about there. Let's have a look now whether that sticks. Perfect. Okay, so let's do I'm So Happy For You. Equal gaps all the way around. Now I will tell you the measurement of that. I just guessed it, but I will now tell you the measurement. So this is, it's about 1 inch wide, 1 inch by 1 7/8 ish. So 1 inch by 1 7/8. Okay, now what can we have as well? So what's Oh So Happy For You. Let's see. Let's see what else we can come up with. That will be good. So this one says Time to Shine. Now I'm just wonder whether to split this Best Is Yet To Come. Oh So Happy For You. Best Is Yet To Come. So Proud of You. Happy Easter. Just For You. Oh So Happy For You. Lots of Love. I could do Lots of Love. I think I might just do Lots of Love, actually. So, but I'm going to split it. Okay, so we need some post-it notes here going off. Let's just grab a post-it note and we'll try and sort this out. So, Lots of Love. There we go. So I'm going to actually do a piece that's, again, 1 inch wide. So I just want 1 inch wide, and it was, what did I say? 1 and, it's about 1 3/4. Let me try and get an exact measurement now. Just 1/8 over 1 3/4, 1/16 should I say. So I'm going to do that, but stick to your 1 3/4, or you can make it longer depending on your sentiment. You do it. Let's see now. We'll do it 1 inch wide. Let's see if I can. Let's do that. Yeah, that's about the same. Right, so don't lose that. Let's get that. Let's get lots of love on here. So I think I'm just going to do lots. So you just need to do that. So just do it so that it's pushed in there, and then I'm going to just see if I can get that. I think that's okay. So try. Well, I'm trying to get centre now. It's more difficult with rubber stamps. Okay, so yeah, that was successful. Now we've got to clean it up. So I always use a Stampin' Scrub, but when I'm doing things like this, just for quickness, I will rub it off with my chamois, but I will, in the end, I will clean it with my proper stuff to protect my rubber. Okay. Now this is going to be fun because I just want of, because I don't think love is a big word, and I want that little of. Now I'm wondering, because that is just such a tiny of. I'm so proud of you. The of is much bigger, so I might stand a better chance of doing that. So this is a way to make your stamps work for you. Which one? Oh, there. Let's see. There we go. So now I've got to try and get that. So I'm going to split my post-it note. So I'm going to try and cover that and cover that. Okay, I'll take that off a minute so I don't have to go fetch another one, and put this on there. Do it again. Okay, so I'm going to try and just get that off. Very tricky, this, very tricky. Okay, let's try and get that off. Right, off has got some ink on, but this here is going to wreck it if I'm not careful, so I need to wipe any excess ink off anything else. Right, hopefully I've done that okay. Oh dear, nearly wrecked that. Then guessing. Oh, look at that. That's nasty. Okay. Right, I've got a plan B. Okay. So because that of is ruined. So I'm going to put my love on now. I'm going to go for my love. I might be able to do something with it. I'm not going to lose hope. I might be able to do something with it. So let's have a look. Get that love done. Okay, take that off. Lots of love. And I've got to stagger it out of the way now. Okay, we've managed that. Right, now got to do something fun now, because we've got to, I'm going to move them out of the way a minute. We've got to try and disguise those. So I want some little flower, a tiny flower. What have I got in tiny flowers? So I know in every, oh, let me have a look in this one if I've got some tiny flower in this one. Got something there that might. Let's try it. I'm going to stamp off and then stamp that. Is it going to work? And stamp off. Is it going to work? Stamp off. And oh, I've just thought of what I should have done. I just thought what I should have done with it saying lots of loves. I should have done little art, shouldn't I? Oh, why didn't I think of that? Now, how's this going to look? Am I going to like it? Am I going to hate it? I might go again. Now, oh, just, is there anything else? I've got something else that's got lots of happy. Right, you get the idea. So I'm going to work on something. I'm not going to keep you any longer. So I'm going to work on the principle of that's kind of there, but I'm going to make sure that that's different now. And then you've got close the card and that. So I hope you like that. Thank you for being with me. Do appreciate it. Stay well, stay strong. Bye for now.